Hey y'all, if y'all can hear me, hopefully y'all can. Dawn will be joining us soon. Okay. I am so fucking nervous. As y'all can see, I'm pretty nervous. I've been waiting to interview her for a while, so yeah, excuse me, I'm pretty nervous. This will be on the El3vation Radio Podcast. So it should be up tomorrow. Yeah, it should be up tomorrow, and this is, talking to people who are watching this for IGTV. Hello, Dawn will be joining us in a second. Dawn should be joining us in a second. Hey, how you doing? Hello, TJ. How are you doing? Can y'all hear me? I'm good. Audio's good. If you can hear me, do a little thumbs up or something. Hello, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? I'm good. Okay, thank you. Just waiting for Dawn to get here. Okay, good. Because I was worried for a minute that you guys couldn't hear me clearly because, it's the first time I'm going live with headphones on. So thank you for telling me. If y'all got any questions you guys want to ask Dawn, feel free to ask. Because I'll ask her for you guys. So if you guys have any questions that y'all want me to ask, definitely feel free. So, yeah. If I'm quiet right now, if I'm a little quiet right now, I'm just waiting. So, just be patient for me, you guys. Be patient for me. And thank you guys once again for joining. And if you guys want to follow my Instagram, go ahead and click the follow button. Definitely click the follow button. And just follow me on IG. I have poems. I'm going to have other interviews. I'm going to try to get other people to interview. So, yeah, like I said, if you guys want me to, if you guys want to tune in to any of that, then definitely hit up my IG, and I will be there waiting. Hello. Dawn will be joining us in a second, just waiting on her. Kind of nervous, y'all. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous, okay, because I've been wanting to talk to her for a while, so I'm glad that I finally get to talk and have a conversation with her. Doing interviews and hosting and things like that is something that I've always wanted to do. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, any questions, anything that you want me to tell her, anything you want me to say. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm just nervous, okay? So, please bear with me. And El3vation Radio, it is spelled EL3VATION radio. the first episode, this episode right here that we're recording today, it should be available. It should be available by tomorrow. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Diva is a sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey.
Angel, how are
you doing?
Were you sweating?
I'm fine. What?
Were you sweating? Were you getting like, where's she at? Where's she at? Were you getting like, I see you just sweating a little bit.
I trusted you. It's just hot.
God. I am so sorry. I am ghetto right now because I am late. And it is not fashionable late. Okay?
Don't even worry about it.
No, that isn't right. I didn't want you to sweat too much. I was doing my lipstick. I had it wrong. First I had I know it's just a girl thing, but first I had on a regular flat lipstick, and then I was like, you know what, let me get a little shine. So like, but Angel is waiting. Yeah, but the lipstick has to be right. It has to be right. It's got to be purple today. So how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? I'm
great.
so glad. I'm glad I finally get to talk to you. That's what I'm glad for.
I know. Yeah. We booked this, over a month ago? Did you book this?
Yeah, I did. And then I remember you answered back. I'm like, oh my God, Dawn answered me. Like,
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Angel.
Yeah, of course. What I want to do is I want to ask you stuff in chronological order.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Not at all.
And another thing is, thank you so much. And then another thing that I want to say is I inboxed you a few flyers, and that was kind of remember the flyers I inboxed you, and like we had to keep remaking them?
Yes, exactly. Because it said, if I don't say formally of EnVogue, I get a cease and desist from them. Isn't that crazy? Because
that is crazy.
Exactly.
They shouldn't have to do that.
Well, I helped build a name like Maxine, and I helped build that name with Cindy and Terry, build EnVogue. But when I left the group in '97, when they pushed me out, I'm going to say it just like it happened. They had me sign a waiver, and this included Maxine, saying that I could not use the name EnVogue just on my own. I couldn't go out there and make money with it. I couldn't, that right there, like I helped build that. And and I signed off on it because I was pissed at them, like, fuck you guys, fine, I'll sign it. But I never should have done that. I should have fought that. I didn't have an attorney, so I just let it go. But yeah, if I don't say formally of EnVogue or formally, Lucy Pearl doesn't feel the same way. They never had me sign up on anything. Okay. But if I don't say formally of EnVogue, I get a cease and desist from Cindy and Terry. Now, mind you, every time they do shows overseas, for a while they were doing this. They don't do it as much anymore, but for a while they were using my likeness on, the flyers, thinking, oh, this is Stockholm or this is Germany. Dawn's never going to see this. She's never going to know. And then the fans were like, okay, Dawn, are you with EnVogue right now? Because we see this coming. You guys are coming to like Norway or Holland or Denmark or someplace overseas. I'm like, no. So I would send Cindy, Terry, and Rona, or sometimes Maxine at first, cease and desist, bitches. Y'all can't use my face just like I can't use EnVogue.
Wow, I did not even know that. I'm like, that's crazy because you're an original member.
Exactly. It is so greedy. It's greed. It's being vindictive. That's the word I would use for it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So like I said, we're going to ask stuff in chronological order. So first and foremost, I want to ask you, like, how did you just learn to sing, or was you kind of just born with that gift?
I was born with it. Thank you so much. And even saying that it's a gift. I was born with it. My father was the first one to kind of notice that I had something. When little kids are singing, they have these little tiny voices. But sometimes it's like that diamond in the rough when you can tell, even at that age, at 2 years old, they got something. And my dad was like, he said that I was in the car with him and I would always run errands with him. My sister was being baked in the oven. So my mom was pregnant with my sister. And so my dad and he'd take me everywhere. And he had this raggedy, I'm writing about this in my book now. He had this really raggedy Volkswagen Bug. And if he went too fast around the corners, the passenger door would fly open.
Wow.
Yeah, because the latch was broken.
Wow.
Oh my God. And you're talking about back then, there were no seatbelt laws, so I didn't have on a seatbelt. I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I can see right now in my mind's eye that the street is going by. And my father would slow down, and he'd reach across me, and he'd close the door. I can see that in my mind, like right now, and I was tiny. But he said there was a song by the Beatles on the radio, and he was playing the radio, and I was singing, and he said he turned it down a little bit just to see she's actually harmonizing. And my mom was like, he ran in the house with me later, and he was like, Barbara Jean, Dawn was in the car, she was singing, and she was like, Johnny. Okay, first of all, she can't even speak English. Like, we're teaching her how to talk. She's not even 2 years old yet. And you're telling me that she can actually sing in French? Because Michel Miguel is mostly French, yeah.
Wow, yeah. Oh my God.
So my dad heard that I actually can harmonize. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a couple things that I heard. I heard that when you were like 16 or 17, you sung in a nightclub, and you had to leave through the back door or something like that.
Exactly, always had to go.
Tell me more about that.
Well, because if you are underage, the club itself will get its license taken. If the police come in or someone finds out from the city that there's an underage person in their club or bar. In this case, it was a club. It was a bar. It wasn't really a club because you couldn't dance there. It was just mostly tables, and people would just drink and watch a show. So I had a band, and I was 16, and I was not supposed to come out until the band started. When the show started, then I can come out. So sometimes there was a particular club we would go in through the back door. My mom would drop me off, and I go into the it was like just a room where they had all their liquor stored and, stuff for the bar. It's like this little back room. And then I have to go up the stairs into the club, into the bar.
Wow.
And then I perform, and then I have to leave right away. I couldn't go over to people's tables and say hello. There were these gay guys that were giving me money. And they were, honey, you just sing, honey. Oh, my God, Donna Summers. I was like,
wow.
So, yeah, it was a place called QT's in San Francisco on Polk Street.
QT's. Wow.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Well, Maxine played there too. So anybody in the Bay Area that was a singer played QT's. It's a spot. And they would just throw money at me because by then they were drunk, and they were like, honey, first I was afraid. I was petrified. So I looked at the band, and I'm like, we don't even know that song.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, so I would have to go straight to the stage. After the show, I would leave and go downstairs, and my mom would come around the back, and we'd leave. She'd pick me up, and we'd split $80 with the whole band. And I have to pay the whole band out of that $80. I was not a name. Yeah, exactly. I was a kid. Man. They're like, Dawn, you take 10. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was about maybe, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8. So a little more than, like $12 a piece or something like that. Because I was getting my name up there. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have a good childhood? Like, do you have, good relationship with your parents still?
I do. Well, it's actually gotten crazier as I've gotten older, but I had a great childhood. I got to say, my parents were really good to my sister and I.
Okay.
And my mom, I think because she was 19 when she had me, she was a young mom. It was almost like growing up like sisters. You know what I mean? So,
wow.
Yeah, exactly. So, and my dad is so crazy, silly. Oh my God, he's our hero. He passed away a few years ago, and I'm so sad. I'm pissed at him actually about it because he was not supposed to leave yet.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
He was too young. Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's okay.
But I had a really great childhood. He was spending summers with him in New York and Christmases. That was like everything. My dad was. I told him that one time, and he said, really? I thought that I wasn't, because they separated when I was, I was 5, my sister was 3. So he thought he just destroyed the family. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I was like, Dad, no, you gave us some of the best memories being in New York City with you, like going to the Empire State Building and just hanging out with him. He was fun. He was a young dad. And my mom was a young mother, so she would play music all through the house and have parties. And I had a really great childhood.
Wow.
Our relationship has gotten kind of like, she's angry as she's gotten older, and I'm like, Mom, do you remember who you were? Like, fun, young, happy happy lady, you know.
Yeah.
Her and her friends still to this day call themselves the what do you call it? What's the show that used to come on? Sex in the City. They're the Sex in the City girls. You know, they're originals.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right, because they would wear their platform high heels back then, and I would play in her shoes and her makeup. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a great childhood. Thanks for asking. That's a good question.
Yeah, of course. You know, I will say my childhood wasn't great,
Oh,
but
bless you.
it wasn't like terrible. Like, we didn't have too many terrible financial issues, but it was
Yes.
just a lot of stuff behind it. Just a lot of, just I don't want to get into it too much, but because I'm
I
a
got you.
pretty private person, but I will say that my
Yeah.
childhood wasn't great.
Yeah.
But
I
I
got you.
wouldn't relive it. I wouldn't relive my childhood. But like, what
But
I mean?
don't you
Like,
think sometimes as we go through hardships, like I tell my best friend all the time, because she had a rough childhood too. Her
right.
and her sister were both molested by the mother's boyfriend, and even
Oh my
since she
God.
just recently told her mom what happened. Because I was telling her for years, you need to confront your mother. You know, you need to tell her
Right.
what happened to you guys, because there is no way that her mom was laying in the bed with her boyfriend and didn't know that he was getting out of bed and being gone too long. You're supposed to go to the bathroom. It takes a man no time at all. You lift the toilet seat, you do your thing, and you come right back to bed.
Right.
A minute, if that. And so he's gone for half hour, an hour at a time. Like, where did you go?
Right.
And if a child is molested, especially as a mother, mothers are more innate and in tune with their children because they give birth to us. They're much closer to their kids than a man is to his son or daughter. So I'm like, why didn't she notice that your body language was different? Like Jackie used to come out of the shower and be like running around as a 9-year-old kid, no problem. With the towel on, and maybe it's covering up stuff, maybe it's not. But now all of a sudden she's covering up really extra. Your daughter's body language, your child's body language changes when they're molested. So for her mother to ignore that, and I just recently told her, I would tell her all the time, you need to confront your mom and really get that off your chest, that you did not protect us.
Right.
And I've always been in tune and innate, connected to people's personalities. I was 14 years old when my mom's boyfriend came around, and now is her husband, my stepdad. But I got us a therapist because I knew right away he had a drinking problem, really bad.
Right.
But I said, he lost his mother at, I think he was 9 years old. Her dress, her uniform from work caught on fire. She was warming herself by the stove. And
wow.
Their stove in the South it had coal. So you had to put the coal in the stove to heat the house or to cook with, or wood. I think it was wood, actually. And her uniform caught on fire, and she ended up dying about 2 months later of complications from pneumonia. Yeah, because she had burned her whole body on the back of her body was completely burned. Yeah.
And Are you serious?
He saw that. Yes. And then
wow, I'm so sorry. Wow.
2 months later, and back then they didn't allow children to come into the ICU and stuff like that. So he was drinking when he met us, and I said, there's a problem with that. I was 14 years old, like I said, and I found a free therapist for our family to go to and talk to therapists, because he would tear our whole house up. He would get mad at my mom. He would never put his hands on her, but he would tear her house up and just act out in anger. And I was like, you know what? I'm only 14, but I understand there's anger there. He never let that go. He never healed that part of himself. So I got a therapist at 14, and we all went as a family. His son, who was my stepbrother or half brother, and my mom and my sister and I went to therapists, and we only had 3 sessions with them because we would have to pay after 3 sessions. But I was like, he has to heal this. That's traumatic for anyone to go through.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's very traumatic. Like,
absolutely.
Man.
Bless his heart. Yeah. So I've always been in tune with people's. I'm an empath, and I've always been in tune with how. Are you an empath? Yeah. Oh my goodness. So yes, yay. High five each other. Yes, exactly. And with my best friend, she finally last year confronted her mom. And got all that out. This is what happened. You allowed that to happen to us. You didn't. Man, you got upset with me when I mentioned it to you. Jackie actually had him arrested at one point because she ran to the next house. Yeah, and the little white girl's sister, her older sister, was like, "Oh my God, he did this to you? Oh my God." Okay, and we're gonna call. So they call the police, and that's the only reason that they came, because Jackie called the police lots of times, and as a black girl, a black family, the police would never show up. Never.
Wow. Never?
Exactly, and it wasn't until she ran across the street to her best friend's house at the time. She was a white girl, and her sister called the police, and that's when they showed up.
Wait. Excuse my language, but are you fucking kidding me right now?
I wish. They did not show up for her, but they showed up for her white friend. Isn't that even then? You're talking about the 70s.
That's crazy.
Exactly. So she confronted her mother, but you have to get these things out. I automatically know, and you know this too, how people treat each other, even especially as a child. We are impressionable. We pick stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
A teacher may say one little thing about stupid, or that wasn't very smart, or you didn't think about that very well. You know what I mean? And certain little things like that will trigger a child's mind to think, "Oh my God, I'm so stupid," or "I'm not."
Oh
smart
my
enough."
God, you're wow. No, the reason why I'm saying "oh my God" because like that was my childhood basically. Like,
really?
People told me that all the time to the point where I literally believed it. You know what I mean? Like I really believed that I wasn't really that smart, and like I was told that I have ADHD and a learning. I'm not very smart. You know what I mean? And I thought
it locked up for a while, but yeah.
So
you had ADD, you said? You had ADHD?
ADHD, yeah, and then like a learning disability.
Well, and a lot of times, now see, you're going to laugh at this part, but I took my sister and her kids were living with me. I had a house in Hollywood for a while. My dad was living there first, and my sister and her kids came and lived with me. It was like a bunch of people in the house. So I would take my nephews to school sometimes because my sister had so much further to get to work. So I would take them to school, and she had my nephew on Ritalin because the teacher said he had ADD. I was like, Dana, that doesn't make any sense, because he was literally like, I would be taking him to school, and he was sleeping in the car like.
Wow. Yeah,
he would nod out. He would be drooling, and I'm like, Stefan, wake up, baby. Like, I told my sister, you're giving him this Ritalin, and it's supposed to calm them down. But to me, it was more making him sleepy, drowsy, like a sleeping pill.
I'm gonna say this. Look.
And what he was getting written up in class for not paying attention. I'm like, there's no way he can pay attention.
Right.
He's taking almost like an Ambien. That's what it reacted to in his body when he would take the pills for the ADD or ADHD. It would make him that sleepy. He would get out of the car when I dropped him off at school. He'd literally get out of the car and just walk. And I'm like, Stefan, come back. Close the door. Stefan, come back. Get your backpack. He would leave his backpack on the seat. I'm like, get your backpack. Close the door. And so I went to class with him, and I watched his teacher would have all the kids in front of the board. Mm-hmm. And he would be sitting on the floor with all the other kids, but he would be not paying attention to the teacher. She's speaking in Spanish.
Right.
He speaks English. How's he supposed to pay attention in class? Like, that doesn't make any sense. She's speaking in another language. He can't understand her.
Right,
so
exactly.
I went into the classroom, and I confronted the teacher, and I said, my nephew didn't know that I was coming in today, but he's taking drugs for a disease that supposedly he has, but now I can see that it's not that he has a disease. You're teaching him in another language that he doesn't understand. Right. If I spoke to you in Swahili right now, would you understand me? And she said, no, I understand.
Exactly.
She said, but I wanted the kids to be bilingual. I said, well, that's different when if his parents were at home and they were speaking his language, speaking Spanish to him as well, he could understand you.
Right.
But my sister's giving him Ritalin for something. And then I went to a seminar that was in town talking about Ritalin. And I thought they were going to talk about the bad things, about the side effects.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about how good Ritalin was, and I said, no. I stood up. I was with my sister. I said, but I'm sorry. I'm just an aunt. I'm a big mouth. I really am. I said, I'm just his aunt. But I realized that what about candy that has yellow dye and blue dye and sugar and all that?
Exactly.
Thank you. Come on. They're giving him this drug to keep his mind right, but really, sugar is a drug of a sense.
Yes.
The minute you eat sugar, your blood pressure goes up. You get hyper. You get like that's why you eat a piece of candy in the middle of the day when you feel sleepy or drowsy, or you have some coffee with sugar in it, because it lifts you up. But it's a crash and burn. really quickly.
Right,
So I was
exactly.
like, you're giving him this drug and he's only a child and he can't. And they were like, well, you know, the FDA or whatever, the FAA or whatever, it was FDA with the Food and Drug Administration hasn't said it was bad for kids. And I'm like, but as a mother, my sister's watching this and I'm looking at it as an aunt.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to me. And any trauma that a child has, they're going to act out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
That's where ADD comes from. It's a behavioral thing. It's not like you have something wrong with you, so they have to give you drugs for it. Like, yeah. So I wish your parents would have known. It wasn't ADHD. You were acting something out for the most part. I'm not
like
a doctor.
that.
Yeah, but you
It's
were
okay.
acting something out.
I'm about to open my door real quick.
Okay,
let some air in.
Yes, I'll talk to the people. Hey, you guys! The over-ambitious one. Who is that? As empaths, we are soothed by sweets, carbs, and rich foods. Well, not just empaths. Everybody eats sweets.
Yes, everybody
even
does.
narcissistic people eat sweets, and they're not empaths at all. They're narcissistic. They're the opposite of us.
Yeah, apathetic, yeah.
Exactly, and they're not empathetic at all.
Yeah, and I will say this. Some people call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever.
To hell with that. No, you know what you see. You're more connected to the average than the average person. That's why they call us that, because they don't want to believe that what we see,
right,
what we observe in the world is a real thing and it's really happening. So they just call us. They call us conspiracy theorist.
Exactly. So I will say this real quick. Like, I don't trust a lot of the, I guess, medications or traditional medicines. I'm more into like the herbs and the natural medicines and
because
like, you know, diving into veganism and just like, you know, crystals and things like that because I'm very spiritual. So like, was you into crystals too, huh?
Angel. Me too.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's really cool. Like I got this little crystal bracelet right here.
Beautiful.
I got from my little crystal shop. Like I've been collecting crystals for about 8 years now.
Oh my gosh, I have beautiful crystals too.
Wow,
do you sit them in the sun? Do you sit them in the sun?
Yes, the sun charges your crystals. I believe in that.
It does, and so does the moonlight.
Yes, so
definitely. Does the moonlight. Yeah.
And like sometimes like I'll go to the park and I'll just plant my feet into the ground to connect with the earth. And then
so that's called earthing. You know that, right? It's called earthing.
Yeah.
Because we are from our native land, especially our ancestors didn't run around with shoes on. So now that we come to or we're forced to America by way of our ancestors, and now all down the line, now we're wearing shoes, and the shoes have these thick soles most times. From tennis shoes that we wear, sneakers and all that stuff, we're wearing a lot of rubber. So we're not connected to the earth anymore at all.
No.
So getting on the you know, when you walk to the beach, just remember that feeling. Everybody has pretty much been to the beach. I can say pretty much everybody has been to the beach. When you walk across the sand and you're looking for a place to put down the blankets and all that stuff and find a spot on the beach, that feeling of walking on the sand and feeling the hot sand, sometimes it's too hot, but you just feel immediately your body just goes into, oh wow, this is beautiful.
I just
or
love
if you walk
the fact,
on the grass, it feels so amazing. It's magical because it's healing your body. It automatically puts endorphins into your system. And you feel this, oh my God, I'm so glad you said this.
No, I'm glad. I'm actually surprised that you're into this kind of stuff because I'm into this kind of stuff. It's really cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always questioned everything, like the whole COVID thing. I'm just like, I'm rolling my eyes at that because it's like, listen, this is what it is. It is what I believe is fear-based. Oh my God. I lost you for a second, but
he was saying it's fear-based.
It's fear-based, and I believe that yes, it's a real virus, of course, but at the same time, I believe that they're hyping it up because they want to ensure control, and I think it's because people are becoming more critical thinkers nowadays, and they're trying to shut that down. So they're trying, in my opinion, they're trying to take their power back. In my opinion.
Thank you. They are, but they're not going to be able to do that. God won't allow it. That's why the empaths are taking over. People are waking up now. They really are. Like, they're like, okay, Dr. Sabi was absolutely right about food being electric.
Wow, you're into Dr. Sabi too?
Oh my God, yes!
This is cool. It's like, this is really cool.
Exactly. I'm so happy to hear that you are too, because you understand things. But I think that most of the world is waking up because they know there's no way that we can eat chips all day, eat candy all day, and eat French fries and pizza, and only eat meat and
GMO foods and shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's some bullshit too. They're trying to control us as much as possible and take us out because they've been talking about population control for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so when The Secret came out in 2009 or 10, I think.
No, it came out earlier than that. I think it came out like in 2006 or 7.
Really? Was that early?
Wow. It was early. It was like mid-2000s when that movie came out.
So I think what happened was it was a sense of what her name was. What's her name? I think it was Laura, who did the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason that it resonated with so many people is because people were tired of religion gives you God, God, God all down your throat. And they don't tell you that you are God. You're a connection to source. We are a connection or an extension of God. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
And they don't tell us that. So with her, it was like, no, you create your life yourself. Your thoughts are what creates your life.
Exactly. But they don't realize that when they're shoving COVID in front of their faces, they're controlling what you manifest.
Absolutely.
And they don't realize that focusing so much on COVID, you're just bringing it in more and more, and you're making it. Our thoughts are actually making it worse. And sadly, what the majority thinks, I believe, is what's going to attract and what's going to manifest for everybody else.
But people are waking up, I think, before it's actually taking them out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, because they're trying to inflate the numbers. In other words, it wasn't working. We put out this COVID thing, and it's not killing enough people quick enough. So we'll make them wear masks, and then the masks are not killing them quick enough either. And I keep telling God, I keep saying, you know what, whatever their agenda, or their hidden agenda, or their negativity and their evil plan was, or their plandemic, whatever that was.
Yes,
Father,
plandemic.
Yes. Annihilate all of that, and that you wake people up, that you give transparency to all the bullshit that's going on out there, because they really are trying to take us out. It's just, I'm sorry, they keep saying, oh, we got to get more shots in arms. My parents watch the news every day, all day freaking long. And I hear it all day long. And I'm just like.
It is, okay, oh my God.
That's why I'm getting ready to move out.
It's like, listen. It's so much low frequency coming from the news. Like, you know, you sit there and you're just taking it all in, and then you don't realize that you're gonna vibrate at that frequency, and then next thing you know, and people don't know, if you're vibrating at a low frequency, you become more susceptible to shit like coronavirus. It's gonna kill you faster.
Exactly. Oh my God, you are absolutely right, and that is why they're feeding people that fear. All that rhetoric on CNN is 24 hours a day. It's 24 hours a day with that shit. So I'm just trying to tell people, you got to wear your mask, because if you don't, they will literally, especially if you're black and you walk into any place, everybody's like, oh, where's your mask? Oh my God. You know what I mean?
They're arresting people now. Like,
they're arresting people. They will throw me on the ground, face down, with my hands behind my back. Oh my God, because I don't have on a mask. Oh my Jesus. But when you're wearing your mask, I don't know if you know this, but 5 minutes
you're breathing in bacteria and shit.
You're breathing in your own waste. Absolutely, you are. Yes, your own carbon monoxide.
Exactly.
Now, on the news yesterday, I heard the guy saying, well, you should Dr. Fauci, or whatever the hell his name is. I call him Dr. Fakey, but Dr. Fauci said, oh, you should double up on your mask. I'm like, double up? So you already can't breathe, and you're telling people to double up because you really want them to die. It is insane to me, but God is revealing it's not working. None of the stuff that they're saying to do is working, and they're just like, how the hell can we kill these people? They've been experimenting with us as black people for a very long time, and I'm tired of it. They forced us over here. We don't want to come anyway, so telling us to go back to our country. Well, motherfuckers, y'all brought us here in the first place.
Right.
And this is our land, too, just like it's the Native Americans' land. Huh?
If they really wanted to help us, they would tell us what we really need to do to protect ourselves. Dieting, eating plant-based foods, and protecting your energy. Like, those are two main things you should be doing. Your
immune system. But it's also protecting your immune system by doing elderberry and oil of oregano. Golden seal. Oh, my God, golden seal. Echinacea. Build your immune system. Protect your lungs. Like especially elderberry. That is probably the number one, I would say. Yeah.
I'm happy to have this conversation now.
Irish sea moss.
So much.
Irish sea moss is like the thing too. Irish sea moss.
Yes.
You know, Dr. Sabi talked Irish sea moss a lot.
Yes, and then Left Eye also talked so much about, sea moss and how it helped her too. So like, I got some sea moss.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like Left Eye, like she loved Dr. Sabi. And then to be honest with you, that's how I found out, is through that documentary. At the time, I didn't really, take it in like I should have, because I was only like 13, 14 when I first saw it. But, yeah, exactly. But when I discovered sea moss, it has helped me tremendously. You know what I mean? Like, ever since I became more plant-based, man. Yeah, I got sea moss in my house right now.
Wow!
There's a plant shop.
Angel.
Yeah,
Where?
I live in Phoenix, Arizona.
Where'd you get it from, though?
I got it from a shop in Tempe. There's this crystal shop. They sell crystals. They sell herbs. They sell all types of stuff. Like a lot of spiritual stuff. Like that's where I got some of my crystals too.
Have you been to? I'm sure you've been to Sedona, right?
No, I want to though. Like my friend took a day trip down there.
Right
no, I haven't been there yet.
Yes, it's in your state. You need to find your way to. I went there and I'm 4 hours away from there. Because
wait, you're in Vegas, huh?
Yeah, I'm 4 hours away from
Wow, you're in Vegas. Wait, no, the crazy thing about Vegas is that I was raised in Vegas. Like I didn't come out here until I was like, like I lived in Vegas my whole life. Like I know Vegas from left to right. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know that city.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes, like.
Well, Sedona is there are vortexes throughout the world, throughout the planet. I think there's a vortex in Paris or France, somewhere in France. Mm-hmm. But there are vortexes in various places throughout the planet. Sedona is one of the biggest vortexes on the planet.
Wow.
Like I stayed there. Yeah, me and my friend went there 2 days in a row. We stayed in town. We got there that day. It was too late to go there then, so we just waited till the next morning. We got up early and we went there. And there's like this this beautiful, like the Native Americans. Any religion that you have, you can go there and pray. And then they have these three round, you push them and they send prayers out to the west. You got to push them all in the same direction while you're saying prayers out to the world. So if there's an earthquake somewhere, or if you have a loved one who's sick, you send prayers out to them, and then you spin these things while you're praying. You can walk around the building and pray. There's a big, huge, gigantic Buddha. It's taller than us. It's taller than the trees.
Wow.
It is beautiful there. And the ground, the earth, the soil is red. It's clay, red clay. Like Texas. Wow. Texas has red clay, yeah. But it is so spiritual at this one particular place, and I'm going to go back again. But they have a crystal shop there too. You can feel the energy in the air. You can feel the connection to source in the air. You can really feel that. So you got to go to Sedona. You got to go.
I will. I definitely will. And then I also, I love the fact that I just love the fact that we have so much in common. And
Me too. Me too.
And I do want to get back to the musical part with your story.
Also, hold on 1 second. Papillon and Fletcher says it's beautiful there. Wow, you've been there too, huh? Sturpa, exactly. It's called Sturpa Park. It's a park that they built for everybody, no matter what your religion is. You're welcome to come and pray. So you can be Buddhist, you can be Christian, you can be 7-day Adventist, you can be Nation of Islam, you can be whatever and come there and pray. Everyone is welcome, and it's outdoors. I don't think you can go inside anywhere, but they have all these little places where you can sit and pray. And they've had, and so you can take a crystal. Mm-hmm. And if your mother is sick or your family member is sick, you can take a crystal on their behalf and put it on the Buddha and say a prayer and leave your crystal there as a prayer for your loved one, or for if you want to buy a house, or you want to meet someone and you want to get married, or you want to, fall in love, or you want your finances to increase. Yeah. And it's not like you're praying to the Buddha, because that's not what you do. I'm Buddhist, but I don't pray to a Buddha. You say prayers to the universe, to God, to whatever that means for you. You have to go there. I'm telling you, once you go to that place, it's called Stupa Park. Let me find it.
Okay.
Sturpa Park, exactly. Sturpa Park.
Sturpa Park. Okay.
Exactly.
I'll definitely remember that.
It's in Sedona, and it's beautiful. Hi, Oshan. How are you? Hey, Alana. Aaliyah. I'm sorry, Aaliyah. How are you, Aaliyah? Hi, honey. Hi, how are you? That's my mama's name too. Oh my goodness, thank you. So I'm sorry, Angel.
It's okay. You're good. You're good. So I want to talk about your music again, like get back on the story. So I want to ask you, like, the way that you got discovered, you was at a concert, and then somebody walked up to you, asked you if you could model or something like that, and then you just ignored them.
I've said it so many times. I'm just like, I'm tired of myself. So I know you guys have to be tired of hearing me say it. But yeah.
No, it's okay.
It's like, well, there's certain times in your life that you just know that's a God moment. Like, come on. I never would have gotten into EnVogue had I not gone to that concert. Had I not been standing in that, I could have been up. And so the way the venue was, it was an outdoor venue, right? Mm-hmm. You got 22 to 25,000 people. Way up in the nosebleeds is all the grassy seats. It's a grass area. So you can bring, picnics, stuff for a barbecue or picnic or whatever. Exactly. And you can sit on the grass, and those are the cheapest seats. And then you can sit in the chairs, and those are regular, just, I don't know, $50 seats. And we were in the VIP area in the front. Now, usually, usually me and my friend will sit way up, not in the grassy area, but my mom would buy me the cheap seats.
Okay.
And her mom would buy her the same. And so this time, we were 2 years out of high school. And we bought ourselves the better seats. So we were in the VIP area, 10th row from the stage. That's how good our seats were.
Do y'all
when we got
up
to go to the restroom, it was everybody at that time. So Expose was in concert that year. Foreigner, I think, was there that year. CVB was definitely there. Sweet Sensation, CVB, Cover Girls. It was that. It was like all 80s,
Wow.
Stacy, what's her name? Two hearts. Stacy Q. Two hearts that beat as one. I need you. All those little poppy groups at that time. Yeah, Diamond Girl. Whoever does that song, you're my diamond girl. Everybody that was 80s was there that year. I want to say the Bangles, the Go-Go's, like all those girl groups that at that time were there. Expose. And we got up out of our seats, and out of all the people at that concert, this man looks at me and says, he called out our names because we literally came up the stairs, and you're supposed to go to the left to get to the concession stands, right?
Yeah. Or
to the restrooms or whatever is out there.
Yeah.
All these people walking by, and he says to me, "Excuse me, how can you even see me?" Right? All these people walking by. All these people walking by. How can you see me? Excuse me. And we both turned around, and he said, "Are you a model?" And I was like, pfft. Walk to the bathroom. We tried to go to the restroom, but the restroom was packed. I was giving him shade. I was so mean. I was so mean, Angel.
Right.
So we tried to go to the restroom. The restroom was packed. The line was too long. So we were like, okay, let's just get popcorn and a drink or whatever. So we came back. Now, this time we're facing him.
Okay.
We're coming back, and he looked at me, and he said, "Hey, excuse me. Now, there was too many people between us." So I'm like, "I am not a model." No, he said, "I'm sorry." He said, excuse me. I'm the guy who just asked you if you're a model." I said, "I am not a model." So freaking mean. I was so mean. I was a little brat.
It's okay. You thought he was trying to just kick game.
But still, I didn't have to be that mean. You know what I mean? I didn't have to be like that cold.
I get it.
And I told him after, I said, "I am so glad that you didn't take me seriously and that you were patient enough to wait for me to come back from the restroom or wherever you thought I was."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm the guy who just asked you if you're a model." I said, "I am not a model." He said, "But are you a singer? Can you sing at all?" And I was like, yes! Angel, if he was like, he could have left as soon as I played him off, as soon as I ignored him and walked away to go to the restroom or to go and get popcorn, he could have been gone.
Right.
You understand how God works?
Exactly.
That he made him stand there, and despite my being rude, despite us ignoring him, blowing him off, he could have just left. God
EnVogue would have been completely different.
Oh, I love you. I love you.
Thank you.
I just think that God knew, despite my ignorance and being mean to this man, that I needed to be in that group, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to JR. So we talked for about an hour standing there. My friend was like, okay, I'm going back to our seats because she was holding the popcorn and I was holding the drink. And I was like, here, go, just go. And she went back to our seats and I was like, okay, so what is it now? So where are they at? And he's like, well, I got to hear you sing for real because I don't know if you actually have talent. And I said, and he said, so you can come to my house tomorrow, day after tomorrow. And I said, no. I don't know you. Okay, so no, I'm not coming to your house. You're going to come to my house. I live with my parents. I am not. I don't live alone. I don't know you.
Right.
And he came to my parents' house 2 days later, and I sang "Been So Long" by Anita Baker and "Rapture." Okay. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you got talent. You can sing, child. You got it."
Yeah, and then
a week later was the audition. Go ahead.
And then I heard the song "Waiting on You" was the audition song, and I'm surprised because you sung the hell out of that song. I'm like,
it was
wow.
The audition. It was the audition. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
I'm serious.
That is another God moment. That was not me. I was out of body. I was someplace else. That was God channeling through me what I needed to get that audition that day. I just know that for a fact because I was too nervous. I kept telling my sister all day long. My mom had asked me the night before if she wanted me, if I wanted her to take me to the audition, and I said no. I asked Jackie, my best friend, because Mom, I don't want you at the audition with me. And then my best friend was like, but I gotta work, so she couldn't take me either. So my sister was there. Had my mom or my best friend taken me to the audition, Angel, I know for a fact that as soon as I said I was nervous, maybe not the first 2 times or 3 times, but after the 4th time, Mom, please just let's go. Can we go? Can we leave? She would have said yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My best friend would have been like, okay, let's go. Let's go get pizza. You know what I mean? Or let's just go like hang out. They would have felt prey to my begging them, please let's go. I don't want to be here. I don't deserve to be here. These girls are better than me. I kept saying that because Cindy had done so much in her life. And I just didn't think, oh my God, I didn't think I fit in at all. She was a child star. She was telling me, running down all this list of things she had done, Angel.
Wow. No, I'm surprised that you're saying that because you're so talented. I'm like, wow.
Thank you so much, but I didn't see it. When we don't know our greatness yet, I was 20 years old. You know what I mean? So I didn't know, and I'm not saying this like I'm all that now, but I just didn't know I wasn't my woman self yet.
Yeah.
The woman that I became, I didn't have this confidence. I didn't have this then. Am I breaking up for you? Can you see me clearly? Because you're breaking up a little bit.
I was waving at some of your fans. Can you see me? I can see you.
Oh, hey. Hey, Mr. Vaughn, how are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you talk to him for a second to see if they got any questions.
Hey, Tanya. Oh, we could do that at the end of the show too. Hey, Tanya.
Okay. Hey. So, like, waiting on you.
Yes, exactly. Waiting on you. So I was too nervous, and we had 3 tries. Maxine. Okay. So all day long, we got there at 1 o'clock. Okay. Denny taught us the background parts on the song. There was another girl that was there that was Maxine's roommate that didn't even tell Maxine about the audition that day. Like somebody else called Maxine, right? Oh, grimy, very grimy. Maxine was like, "Where are you going? You dressed early?" Like she said, "Oh, I have an audition. I'm going to an audition." But she didn't say, "Hey, Maxine, why don't you go to the audition with me?" Right. You know what I mean? But somebody else that they called Maxine, his name is Kenneth, and he called her and said, "Max, there's an audition. You want to go?" She was like, "Heck yeah!" So
see how the universe worked?
Isn't that amazing? They ended up at the same audition, and Maxine got in the group, but Jordana did not.
That's karma.
Big That's time, karma you know it. Big time. So then he taught us the background parts. We laid him down at about 3 or 4 o'clock. We laid down the background parts. And then we're still trying to learn the lead parts because he just wrote the song that day for the audition. Okay. It wasn't a song we already knew or it wasn't a song he had previously written. He wrote it that day. So we're learning the lead parts. And then he got lunch at about maybe 5. They brought in some food for us. And before that, when we first got to the audition, Jordana, the girl that said didn't make the group, was like, "So what's up? So y'all don't have no food? Where's the beer? Like y'all ain't gonna feed us?" Oh,
wow! Acting like a diva already.
She's a diva. Yes, she was
I'm
a
like,
little
girl,
rough
you
around
ain't
the
in the
edges.
group yet.
Exactly. And she was a little open round the way girl. Yeah, she was a mess. So
Wow.
they fed us at about 5 or 6, and then at about 8, Denny was like, "Okay, we're still waiting for Terry because her flight was late all day long."
Okay.
So he said, "Let's just start." And I was like, "No, no, Dana,
Oh,
take me
man.
home." And that's when my sister was like, "Okay," she blew me up. She was like, "We've been sitting here all day long, and I'm pregnant, and I could have stayed home today. You're gonna do this audition." And she blew me up in front of everybody, and I was like, "Wow,
Oh,
okay."
God.
Oh boy, yeah. I was so embarrassed. I was so like, I want to go home. I just don't want to be here.
Right.
And she's my younger sister too. Like, I wanted to slap her, but she was right. She was absolutely right, Angel. She was right. Because it was like, what are you so afraid of? If you fail, you fail.
Right.
Try
Exactly.
it. Just try. So
Aren't you glad you did now?
I'm so glad, Dana. Oh my gosh, my sister was there. Because like I said, my mom would have taken me home hours earlier.
Right.
So here it is, 8 o'clock. Denny turns around to us and he says, "Okay, who's going to go first?" And I was like, "No." No. Okay, I wanted to go under the console and just go under the desk and just disappear. And Maxine put her hand up. Maxine was like, "I'll go first." She just raised her hand, like, "I'll go first." So I was like, "Wow, you're brave. You're really brave." And she was getting up to walk around, and she's like, "Well, if I don't do it, I know I won't volunteer."
Mm-hmm.
So she closed the door. There were sliding glass doors, and she went into the studio. There was a partition, like a wall, that was in front of us. Thank God. Because they knew that we were going to be nervous. Oh my God, they knew. They knew I was coming that day. Like, wow.
Right.
She's going to really be nervous. Dawn's going to be more nervous than everybody. So let's just have a partition for her ass. So Maxine got behind the partition, put on the headphones, I guess, because I couldn't see her. We couldn't see her. And it started, and she did well, but she could have done better. Like, the first one was really good, though.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, can we leave now? And then what's her name? So she did it again for a second time. And then I was like, oh, wow, she did even better. And the third time was even better than that. By the third time, she wasn't as nervous. And you could tell.
Okay.
She came out. We were like, oh my God. Oh, you're good. Naturally. So we're giving her high fives and all that. Oh, my God.
Right.
Girl. I did not want to go next. Okay. I did not. Maybe they won't notice that I'm still here. Maybe they could just, like, ignore me. Like, maybe I can just disappear. So Denny turns around and he says, "Okay, Dawn." I was like, "Denny, why? Okay, so why do I have to go next? Like, you let Maxine make a choice." He said, "But if I let you make a choice, you won't say yes. You won't go. If I let you decide, you won't do it." And I was like, "You are absolutely right." So I went in the studio and I was like, "Oh my God, Jesus, Father God, I'm praying, Hail Mary, full of grace."
Right.
I'm not even Catholic. Hail Mary, I'm not even Catholic. Full of grace. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. I was doing all the prayers.
You are so funny. You are like natural. Have anybody told you kind of funny? Like, you're naturally funny. Like, anybody ever told you that?
Thank you so much. Oh no,
no, I'm serious.
Thank you.
Okay. You are. Like,
thank you so much, Angel. I love you for that. Thank you.
Really good time. I'm sorry, I got a phone call, so
Okay.
So if you saw me doing that, sorry.
That's all right. No, you're
but
good.
wow,
Thank you so much, though. That means a lot. So I get behind the partition, I put on the headphones, and I'm reading the lyrics as fast as I can, and I'm like, oh my God, okay. Denny was like, "Okay, you ready?" And I was like, not really. And he said, "Well, we're gonna play the music. We'll just start. You just go." And I'm like, okay. So the music starts. I bombed. The first time I completely bombed. It was terrible. I was too shaky. You could tell when you're nervous, your heart beats through your mouth. You know what I mean? That.
Was you just singing like
boom,
nervously, like it's 10 o'clock?
I was sounding nervous, and I was really bad. Yes, waiting by the phone. It was awful. It was so freaking bad. And I was like, "Dawn, oh my God." He comes over the speakers, over the loudspeakers, and he's like, "Dawn, That wasn't that great. I was like, I know, it was terrible. I'm so sorry. He said, I know you can do better. I know you got another one in you. Maxine says that I did really well, but to me, it wasn't that good.
Okay.
So I did it again the second time. Now, we only had 3 tries, remember? So I did it a second time. It was better, but it still wasn't my best. So he says, that was good. That was better. But your sister wants to come in there real quick and talk to you. And I was like, what the hell does she want? Oh my God,
right.
oh my God, oh my God, I want to go home. Oh, Jesus. And she comes in big and pregnant. Dawn, you know what? You can do better than this. I know that you can do better. You are just messing up. She said, I don't understand why you're so nervous. You need to calm down. Calm down. I'm like, you think? I can't calm down. If I could calm down, I would be calm already. Oh my God, get out of here. Just go. And she's like, no, you better do better. You can do better than this. And I was like, Dana, I got this. Okay, fine. This is my world. You know what I mean? I know the studio. I know what I'm doing. She's like, no, you don't, because you didn't do good at all. I was like, oh my God. Can you please just leave? Oh my gosh. She said, Dawn, I'm going to leave, but you need to put the lyrics aside. Just put the lyrics aside. I was like, Dana, I don't know the song. I don't know these words.
Right.
So I can't just sing anything to the background parts that are already on the song.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The background parts are specific to what the song is about.
Mm.
And I can't just make up something. Oh, the closet door is open. The man walked down the street. I can't just make up something. I have to sing about waiting on a man, waiting for him to come home. Oh my God, what do I say? And just then, Denny came over the speaker and said, yeah, your sister's right. I was like, oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Denny. I said, Denny, I told Dana, I don't know the song well enough. He said, yeah, it's okay. He said, just make up the words. Even if he said, I just want to know what you're capable of. Like, I want to hear your voice. I was like, but you just heard me. He said, yeah, but you were a little too shaky. So just do it again. Put the lyrics on the side. I was like, fine. He said, are you ready? I said, no, but okay. And the music started. It's 10 o'clock and I'm still waiting by the phone. So I can even hear myself when I listen to Waiting on You. I can hear my nervousness. And I'm feeling so intense. Oh, baby. I can hear my nervousness in there.
Because I can't even hear it.
But there's intense. It's like it's shaky. So I wanted, after I did it, and when they chose, so I did the audition that day. When I stepped out and I put the headphones down, Denny said, "Come on in," and I can hear them clapping over. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, she's amazing!" And when I stepped out I put the headphones down. I was like, "Oh my God, I did good." And when I stepped out, my sister grabbed me.
Wow.
She was in there the whole time. She was in the room with me the whole time, Angel. She never left.
Wow.
Yeah,
I just want to say this.
Yes.
Wow. I just want to say this, okay? Waiting on You was actually my favorite song from that album. Like, seriously.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, before I even found that story out, that was literally my favorite song on the album.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. I didn't even know you were that nervous recording it because you sounded pretty confident recording it. That could have been a single, and that could have been big.
There were parts on there that I can hear. Because I tried to come in maybe about a month later after we all got in the group and everything. When we started recording the album, the first song they wanted us to do was to fix the parts on Waiting on You.
Okay.
And they were like, because I kept telling them, I said, you guys, because they picked my version of the song, and the girls were a little bit pissed about that too.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit pissed. Like Terry had a kind of an indignant, without me knowing, that song solidified my place in the group as kind of the lead singer without being the lead singer. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, wow, she's capable of that at an audition. And so it gave me a position that I didn't even know, I wasn't even aware of. So we were in London for the first time. And Terry and Maxine, I don't know how we got on the subject, but Maxine was like, Dawn, you know that you're the best singer in the group. Like, you have the best voice. And I was like, no. I immediately went into playing small.
Yeah.
And Terry went into, excuse me, I don't think so. Like, she was very indignant. Very indignant. And I was like, wow. So I saw it then, and without even knowing it. that's what they thought of me, that I was the better singer without Terry having to admit it. And I was like, no, I'm not. I thought that we were all good enough. But because my song was chosen at an audition, that's how Maxine saw me. You know what I mean?
All four of you guys have pretty distinctive voices.
We do.
And all four of you guys, you know, are great in your ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, all of you guys elements of the group, that's what made EnVogue.
Yes. But with, oh, you got locked up again.
Hear me? Can you see me now?
Oh.
Hello?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. Tell me if I'm visible again.
There you are.
Okay.
You're coming around.
Okay, I'm coming around? Okay. As long as I'm coming around, I'm good. So with
yes,
with that first album, like, how was it recording that first album, that first LP?
So it was recorded. Oh, so just going back a little bit to the Waiting on You thing.
Okay.
It wasn't that Terry was a hater. It's just that you can imagine if they picked one of their songs as the audition to go on the album, that's some pretty that's amazing.
Right.
I'm proud of that. I am proud of that. That you don't ever hear of someone's audition being chosen for something.
No.
Right.
No.
So, you know, a lot of people audition for movies and you don't see their part being played in the movie. You feel me? So that's why I was solidified as being something that I wasn't even aware of.
Okay.
And I'm proud of that. I was really proud of that. And so it kind of put in their minds like, oh, she's the lead singer. But we all had our own strengths vocally. Yeah. So in the studio, Denny would just pick one of us to sing a song. He wouldn't necessarily go through. Maxine's voice was kind of the lowest register, so she had kind of a Stephanie Mills warm, Mills tone. Yeah. And Cindy, Terry, and I would share the soprano, first soprano, second soprano, alto. Maxine was alto. So we would do first soprano, second soprano, and then I guess first alto, and then Maxine was second alto.
Yeah.
So that's how.
So y'all kind of just traded off in the harmonies of who would sing.
Exactly. What? Yeah.
Okay. So nobody.
Maxine would always have.
Okay.
Maxine would always have the bottom. She would always have the bottom notes, those warm, rich, like I can't keep. Wait, she was on the bottom. Oh no!
Can you see me now?
Oh, you keep locking up.
This is crazy.
I know it. Angel! What happened, you guys? Cindy's voice is too. Cindy's voice isn't light, it's just high. She's got a real. Angel, come back.
Can you see me?
I'm talking to the fans in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm here. If you can hear me.
There you are.
There. Okay.
Spinning around.
Right. I can see you. I can see you kind of there. It's crazy how like I'm keep going out and keep coming back in. Because we was doing good for a while. Like the connection was good for a while.
Yeah, we were.
Exactly. So can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
See you, but you're going in and out. I wonder if it's me. Let me move around a little bit.
Yeah, because you're kind of blurry also. Yeah, you're kind of blurry.
Am I?
Yeah. I can see. I can hear you perfectly though. We can continue the conversation. I can hear you. I can hear you clearly, and I can see you good enough. So, if that's okay. So okay. So with that first album, like, was it fun recording that first album?
It was a blast. Okay, you're talking about we're in a group that the world is about to know us, and we are stars. We're gonna be stars. You know what I mean? It was like our first album ever recorded. Now we're signed to a major label. That was, to me, that was just like, we were having so much fun. We were so grateful. And so, oh my God, this was the time of our lives. And everything that happened with us was the first for all of us. So our first time recording an album, our first time being signed to a major label, you know, it's like, that's how great this was. Yeah, it was really amazing. Wow.
They keep saying that I'm pixeled. Am I still pixeled?
You're still pixeled, yes.
Okay, somebody said I can see clearly now, though. Somebody said I can see clearly now. So for that first, I want to ask for that first single that y'all put out, Hold On, like, did y'all know it was going to do so well?
Heck no. No, we didn't know
No?
that at all. No, because
Wow.
we had recorded those two pieces separately from each other. So Who's Loving You, the a cappella part, was separate from Hold On.
Wow.
And yeah, we had no clue. We had been listening to those two pieces separately for months. With You was totally separate from the beat.
Right.
So here we come to the studio to master and mix the album, and our producers had put those two parts together, and we were like, what the hell is this? What? Okay,
you didn't like it?
Oh my God, no. And thank God they didn't listen to us, because if they had to listen to us, we would not have had Hold On as the first single.
Okay.
They
wow.
knew better than we did that it was a hit. Yeah, they knew their stuff. I got to give it to them.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like it was terrible. It was
wow. How was it like?
We were used to hearing those two separate pieces, those two separate songs. And now you guys put them together? Like, it was some weird, like, why?
Right.
We were confused. I was like, no, this isn't going to work. Oh my God, this is terrible. Thank God they didn't listen to me.
Because that song made it pop. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
That song made it pop.
Hold On is huge.
Yeah. And
ooh, my best and
then, and then y'all had y'all first album, it went platinum, and then it eventually went multi-platinum.
Yes.
And then y'all had the top 40 pop single Lies, which is a really good song too.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
thank
then
you.
And then you guys had You Don't Have to Worry, and then you guys had Don't Go.
Don't Go.
Which were both top 5 R&B hits, even though they weren't like huge in the pop charts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were still known in the R&B community.
Very good. Oh my gosh, Angel, you know our history.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do. You know our history.
So then we go to
that.
Thank you. And then, we go to the second. Well, before that. Somebody tried to call me in the middle of the live.
I see you.
Somebody tried to call me in the middle of the live. That's all it was. But you guys did a Diet Coke commercial. How was that? The Diet Coke commercial that y'all did?
We did. There's some things in our career that I just think. Oh boy, if we could just undo that. Can we undo that? Woo!
Wow.
And that was one of them. Yeah, because I just thought, okay, this is Spike Lee. I want us to do. You know how Spike Lee in his movies has people on that runway.
Yeah.
And they're riding through the neighborhood, but it looks like they're being they're like on a scooter.
Yeah.
And it's like they're like on a bike or something. That's what it looks like. And with us, it looks like, I don't know. Wow. I just thought it could have been better. Yeah.
Okay, I definitely feel that. And then another album that you guys recorded was Funky Divas in '92. So tell me, like,
exactly.
Second album coming along, and I'm thinking y'all are making a lot of money, but then you reveal how much y'all were making. So can you please tell people, if they don't know, how much you were making on that album and on the previous one?
And on the first one too, yeah. Well, the first one you kind of understand that because you're a new group. Yeah. So the label's not going to put a lot of money into you. They're not going to push a lot of money because they don't know if you're going to be successful or not.
But y'all got a multi-platinum record and 4 top 5 R&B singles, and y'all still making 2 pennies a record.
Because we never renegotiated, yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane?
That's crazy.
That is. Like, it makes you want to go postal. It really does.
Yeah.
And so the second album being bigger than the first. Here we are, 8, 9, 10 platinum, and we're still not making, like, really, guys?
Yeah. And then, the first single, Never Gonna Get It, was huge. It was a huge comeback single for you guys.
Exactly. Never Gonna Get It was massive.
Yeah, it was a massive song. And then you guys did my personal
Free of Mind?
Yeah, Giving Him Something He Could Feel was my favorite, though.
Oh,
that was my favorite out of the singles.
Wow. Yes. So wait a minute. It was Never Gonna Get It, then giving him something.
Giving him something he can feel. Yeah.
Got it.
Giving him something was second, and then third was you guys did it's on my tongue somewhere. Free Your Mind.
Free Your Mind.
Which is one of y'all signature songs. And then you guys did two other singles, Love Don't Love You, and then you guys did and then you guys did Give It Up, Turn It Loose was another song. And then I saw a video of you guys.
Oh my God. Oh. Maxine Jones on that song, my goodness. And then you're talking about, we did the inauguration for President Clinton. I mean, we were the biggest things to perform that night. Like, it was huge.
Yeah. And exactly. Wow. And y'all had your first three singles were in the top 10 of the pop charts, and then your fourth and fifth single were in the top 40. So y'all had 5 top 40 singles in a row. And you guys are still making 2 pennies a record? I would be fucking, yo. I would totally like pull a left eye and just be burning people's houses down at that point. Like, nah.
Thank you so much, because sometimes you just go postal.
Right, exactly.
There is no, and you know, all the while we're supposed to smile for the cameras and be good girls. You know, behave. Don't say anything. Don't rock the boat, Dawn. You know what I mean? Just be nice and just be okay with everything, because you're so huge, you're successful, you're famous. Yeah, but we don't have the monetary, the financial end of it. What was even worse than that is watching everybody around us get the financial benefit from what we did. Everybody else is buying mansions and they're getting these brand new cars, and I'm just like, wow. So y'all are doing the most. You didn't have this before us, though.
Right. So people coming out with one album.
Thank you.
What the fuck, man? I would be cursing people out at that point. I'd be taking people to court and everything.
That is why I am talking about it now, because the girls were being too nice. Terry was dating our producer, who, by the way, had a mansion of his own. This is your man. You're in the group that he is a producer for, and yet you're going over his house and spending the night in his mansion, but you go home to your track home.
Right.
You're not upset with that? Like, that doesn't piss you off, Terry? I don't understand. I don't get it. I really don't. Yeah. I don't understand. I never will.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Meanwhile, you guys toured with Luther Vandross too. Mm-hmm. And Luther Vandross said he'd never work with y'all, like, you know, and from what I heard, it was a terrible experience. Is that true?
It was terrible, and it was good at the same time. I can laugh about it now, but when we were in it, he was a tyrant. He really was. But he was right. And there was nothing that we could say about that. Right. He was absolutely right. We signed a contract with him, and we were supposed to uphold that contract, which was, excuse me, we can't wear red, white, black, and blue. We can't wear anything that catches light, because that was his rules.
Okay.
And if we're going to tour with him, he didn't want us to outshine his girls. Like, he told us in the middle of the tour, we had a meeting with him, because he said, you guys are defying the contract. You're breaching your contract. So we had a meeting with him, and he said, your manager, and he's pointing at all of us, pointing at us like this, your manager got you, and our manager was sitting there with us. So we were like,
right.
But he was right.
Wow.
Yeah. Your manager got you out on this tour. Your manager had you sign this contract. And
no, your talent had you out on this tour.
Thank you. What'd you say?
Said your talent got y'all out on that tour. Not y'all.
Yeah, but we shouldn't have been. This is the thing, though. No, Angel. This is the thing. Our talent was there. Okay. But our manager put us on a tour because the money was there. In other words, we weren't making money any other kind of way. So he had us on the road, touring. And Cindy was 6 months pregnant when we started. Okay. Cindy should have been home with her husband. We should not have been on the road. So Luther was right. Your manager got you on this tour because our manager wasn't taking care of us financially. We were making 2 cents a record, so we had to get on the road.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Yeah, we were forced to get on the road because, like Luther Vandross was saying, you're out here because of your manager. If your manager was a better manager, you'd be making money in another way, and you wouldn't have to be on the road. That's his point. That's what he was saying. I was like, you guys, he's right about that. He's absolutely right. We should be pissed at ourselves for signing this shit. We should be pissed at ourselves because we have a manager that's not making sure that we make money, that we don't have to come on a fucking tour like this. Where Cindy's 6 months pregnant, and should be at home with her husband, relaxing and kicking up her feet. She's on stage with us every night.
Right. That doesn't,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have been home. She should have been home.
Oh my God, man.
That's what he meant. Yeah.
Wow, I'm over here getting like, pissed for you. Like, I can't believe you guys even went through that. You know what I mean?
Thank you. That's what he was
like,
saying.
Wow.
Luther was like, it's not my fault that you guys are out here. You guys should be at home. And I understand. So he said, Cindy, I understand. You're pregnant. You should be home. But you're on this tour. You signed the contract because your manager made you guys do this.
Wow.
So don't get mad at me for telling you that I'm pissed off because you guys are wearing the colors that you said that you were not going to wear in your contract. You signed the contract. You should not be out here. And he was absolutely right. So there was nothing we could say except, wow, we are so sorry. You're absolutely right for that. So we were there for another a month and a half. And then at 8 months, Cindy was like, I'm going home. She needed to be home. Yeah. She was huge. You don't understand. A pregnant woman, like, come on. It's like saying, okay, my leg is in a cast, but we're going to go and do the tour anyway because we need money. You know what I mean? Shame on our managers or our manager and our producers for having us on the road when we know that we should have been home. Right. And Cindy should have been home, resting up to get prepared for her baby with her husband. They should have been planning out their nursery. You know what I mean? That she shouldn't have been on the road.
Yeah, exactly. And then, after you guys did the Luther Vandross album, you guys got 2 multi-platinum albums. Y'all got 7 top 40 singles. Y'all got MTV Awards. After MTV Awards, y'all got at least 1 Billboard.
Still to this day, we have more MTV Awards than any other girl group. More than TLC, more than Destiny's Child, more than the Go-Go's, more than any other girl group. EnVogue holds the number.
That's right. That's right.
At one point, I literally was giving MTV Awards to my family. Like, you guys just here. Take them. I had like 13 of them. 13.
Wow.
13. Yeah. We had a lot.
Yeah, and it's not even too surprising because you guys were very successful. Exactly. And like I said, y'all had a lot of successful singles, and it's not surprising because, you guys are a very talented group. Y'all are legendary.
Thank you. So thank you. But two pennies a record to the end? Like,
exactly. And then after that, you guys did Runaway Love, which, Runaway Love, the EP. And then y'all did What a Man with Salt and Pepper, which was a top 5 single, which is a classic to this day.
That made them their biggest hit. Because of us, they had their biggest hit. Thank you. So what's next? Then we had Don't Let Go, which was also our biggest single.
Cindy was missing from that.
Still making 2 pennies a fucking record.
Cindy was missing from that What a Man video. I'm assuming she.
No, she wasn't. She was in it. She was pregnant.
She was in it. Yep. Oh wow! I don't know why I didn't spot it.
She's got on Farmer Jeans. And that was when we did.
Oh, okay.
That's when she had on Farmer Jeans, and her hair was wrapped up in like a head wrap. And then that's when we did the cover of Vibe magazine, and she was on the cover pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cindy has 4 kids, so she was mostly pregnant for the majority of our career.
Wow. Because y'all did Runaway Love, the EP, and then y'all took a little hiatus. Terry did a little solo album. She had a couple singles that she dropped from there.
We were supposed to take a hiatus, and then after that hiatus, not go in the studio at all. Terry ended up in the studio. She was not supposed to do that. The 4 of us, Cindy, Terry, Maxine, and Dawn, agreed that we were not going to go in the studio and sing anything else until these motherfuckers give us more than 2 pennies a record.
Right.
We have to renegotiate our contract, you guys. We've done huge, massive amounts of records. We've sold all these records and made all this money for other people, and we are not getting paid.
Right.
We're not going in the studio until
I wouldn't
they
go
pay
in the studio
us.
neither. I wouldn't go in the
Terry
studio
went
neither.
in the studio. Terry went in the studio.
That's
we called her ass, and we were like, why are you in the studio? What are you doing? Why are you there? Oh, well, you guys know, I don't agree with you guys and what you want to do to Denny and Tommy. And I'm like, what we're doing to Denny and Tommy is that we're standing up for ourselves. It's not personal.
Right, it's not.
With Denny and Tommy, our producers, it's not personal with the label. They're protecting themselves. We got to protect ourselves, Terry.
Exactly.
Well, I don't agree. And, Denny and I are dating, and, he's my man. I'm like, okay. My thing is, I don't respect Terry because she would not put her group before her relationship. She wouldn't separate the 2.
Okay.
You know what I mean? she decided to stand over there with our producer instead of standing over here with us.
Right.
So
that's crazy.
I don't respect that. In fact, when it comes to, because Denny protected himself and his partner, which was Tommy, our producers. They stood together in solidarity as the two guys that were producing EnVogue. But Terry stood away from us as a group. She didn't stand with us. She stood with her man.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's sad. That's sad. You know
so
what I'm saying?
She did her solo album, and that made it so that the three of us were kind of sitting ducks. We were like, well, what do we do now? And I was just like, okay, I think we need to like go to the record company or talk to them, or what do you guys think? And we didn't know. Let's talk to our attorney. What we should have done, was talk to our attorney about what our rights were. And, what can we do? What can we do in the interim? Because right now we're not making money while Terry's in the studio. And she has an advance from her album, for doing her album. She's got an advance. The record company got behind her. They gave her 2 singles. So they did 2 videos for Terry. Whatever, What Did I Do to You? And Wherever You Are. And I think Wherever You Are was her first single. It was a pretty ballad, really pretty. I loved it. I didn't like the rest of her
I actually liked it too. I like that song too. I saw the video.
I cried when I saw it because I was like, Terry. She was crying in the video, and I was like, oh. And she wasn't with us, and she wasn't with us, and I just felt like, wow, we're breaking up. Like I felt it was the end of the group. And I think in hindsight, what they were trying to do was make Terry the solo Beyonce of the group.
Yeah, they're trying to make her the Diana Ross of the group, basically, you think?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, they knew that we were trying to renegotiate, too. So in order for us not to do that, hey, let's tell Terry that we're going to put her in the studio. You know what I mean? And they did that. And they did her album. They got behind her. We got behind her. We supported her tour. We went to her first show at the Pantages in L.A., San Francisco, in L.A. And we were there for her. And then all of a sudden, the record company, just before she went out on tour, in fact, I'm sorry, she was out on tour. And the record company came to me and said, Dawn, do you want to do a solo album too? Now, me being stupid and wanting the money because I didn't want to lose my house.
Right.
I said yes.
So was it like out of fear? Like
it was definitely out of fear. I was literally, we were waiting for Terry. We don't know when Terry's coming back. So if I don't do this now, I'm going to lose my house. So, yeah. And I ended up I got the money for the solo album. I was 3 songs in when the record company came to me and said, okay, Dawn, we're going to pull your album right now because we want to do an EnVogue album. So basically they were playing games with me.
Wow.
Exactly. They played games with Terry too, but they took her more seriously than they did me.
They at least put her album out, regardless of how
they at least put her album out. They put her on tour. They gave her tour support. They gave her videos and all that stuff. So they took her very seriously. And very serious, I'm sorry. And I was like, nope, you guys are going to let me go as a solo artist. I will stay in the group EnVogue, but it's about principle with me. So you're going to let me go as a solo artist. I want my solo rights revoked. And I'll be over there with my solo album, but I will, anything having to do with EnVogue I'm taking seriously.
Yeah.
And that is the priority for me. The EnVogue stuff is priority over anything that I do over here. But I want you to let me go. So
and then y'all did Don't Let Go, right?
No. This was before Don't Let Go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this was before that because when I did Don't Let Go, that's when the producer was telling me, Dawn, they want you out of the group.
Just straight up?
I was like,
in the studio?
He was like, no, we need to talk. Because I was singing lead on the song.
Right.
Excuse me. I was there before everybody else. So I was there at like 11, 12 o'clock in the day. The other girls weren't getting in there until 3 or 4. And I was like, Ivan is his name. I said, Ivan, we got to work. Because when the girls get here, I can't do my parts. And we're going to have to, what do you want? And he's like, let's just go outside and talk. And he took me out in the parking lot. And I was like, what are you telling me? And he said, yes, Sylvia Rome wants you out of the group. She doesn't want you to sing lead on this. Because you're the one standing up for everybody. You're the one who's the whistleblower.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so they want you out of the group. And I was like, I felt like I was out of body. Because how do you know this? What are you telling me? How do you know? Who told you that? He was like, Dawn, I'm not, I can't tell you everything, but he said, when the girls get here today, at 3:00, when they get here, you have to act like nothing happened, like you know nothing.
Yeah.
What?
That was hard to do. That must have been very hard to do.
Exactly. How do I do that? What? Oh, hey, Sydney. Hey, Terry. What's up? Maxine, girl, I love those shoes. You know what I mean? How am I supposed to act like nothing happened? Like I know nothing. I was just like, hey, guys, hi.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a rough day. That was a rough day.
And then you guys.
For sure, he was right about this though. He said they're gonna try to do your parts. I'm gonna take you off. I'm gonna keep you on the first part of the first verse, but I'm gonna let Cindy sing the second half of the first verse. What is the verse? I have to tell myself that we can be more than just friends. I know that think that if we move too soon, it would all end. I don't even matter when they're not around, and I won't be satisfied until we take them. Let me see. There'll be some.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So how are we gonna split the first verse? I often tell myself that we could be more than just friends. And then Cindy would take the second. I know you want to if we move too soon, it would all end. Then Cindy, I would marry when you're not around. And
I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's how he was gonna do it. She tried and she's like, I can't sing like Dawn. I'm not soulful. So he was like, okay, Terry and Maxine, you guys sing the second verse. I often fantasize the stars above, all watching you. They know my heart and think the other lovers do. Maxine, if I could wear your clothes, I'll pretend I was you and lose control. There'll be some. She tried it. They tried it. It didn't work.
Wow. So
isn't that God?
That's
isn't that God?
Crazy.
It's so God. Yes.
Wow. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be blunt with you. I don't think I can hear anybody else except you singing that song.
It's hard to hear
Maxine,
now because we don't know it. But at the time, nobody knew it. So I was thinking, okay, let them try it. Oh, absolutely right.
Right.
And it wasn't fair to me because I sang the whole thing and I did the work to sing those songs.
Yeah.
To sing those verses and to sing the whole thing, really. Yeah, and so it didn't work, though. That's what I'm saying. That part I was vindicated right then on the spot. They couldn't do those parts.
Wow.
And it was like, wow. Yeah,
so
wow.
We're gonna I keep saying wow, I'm sorry, but
it's okay. I said it too.
We're gonna say that Hold On was your biggest hit by far. You know, It was a huge hit. It was huge when it came out. That was your comeback single because people haven't seen y'all in a minute. So that was like
you said Hold On. No. Hold On was our first single. Very first ever.
Yeah, I'm talking about no, I'm not talking about that was your first single. I said that was your comeback single because y'all been gone for a couple years. You know what I mean?
No, you said Hold On. Hold On was our very first single ever.
Don't Let Go is what I got.
Don't Let Go, yes.
Confused. That's the song I was talking about. It's just I got the titles confused. Exactly. My bad. But Don't Let Go was one of the biggest singles of y'all career. And I was like, dude.
It was the biggest.
The biggest. That was the biggest single. That was y'all comeback single right there. And you sung lead on that.
Yes,
you know
I did.
And then for you to just completely vanish, and then
because they pushed me out. Exactly, they pushed me out because remember I told you, Sylvia did Terry's solo album. Then she came to me and said she wanted to do mine, and because she didn't take it seriously, I told her I wanted to opt my solo rights away from her.
Okay.
But I'm going to stay in the group, but I want to be gone as a solo artist. I want to be over there. Somewhere else, anywhere else other than here, because you fucked with me. Right. You didn't take me seriously. You took Terry seriously. You didn't take me seriously. I want to be out of this group. I want to be in the group, but I want to be out as a solo artist off the label.
Yeah.
So I still recorded that what was supposed to be an EV4 album became EV3 because I recorded the whole thing.
I listened to that album, and to be honest with you, it was something missing.
You can hear me on it. No, you can
I can hear you. I can hear you in the background.
The background parts. I didn't sing.
And then they took because they were. Yeah, because you sang lead on Don't Let Go. They let that. They left that on there. They also left. Yeah.
Woo! Angel.
They also left. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me? Can you see me good?
Okay. Yes, I can.
Okay, so they also left you on Sitting by Heaven's Door. They left your leads on there. Because I heard that song.
I don't remember doing that song. I really don't remember doing that song. But if you hear me on there, I guess I did.
Yeah, they left your leads on that one. And then there's another song, Right Direction. That's one of my favorite songs on that album.
Right. Oh, my God, yeah. I'm on that.
And then whatever that they did after you left,
yeah.
It was a remix version that I found on YouTube, and it still has your verse on there.
My original vocals, yeah.
Yeah, it still has your original vocals.
Whatever. The song Whatever has that, and so does Too Gone Too Long.
I haven't found the original version of Too Gone Too Long yet.
I don't know if it's out there, because that means that the producers have to release it.
Yeah,
and
which part did you sing originally?
On what? On which song?
On Too Gone Too Long. Which part did you originally sing?
Baby, it's too late. I can't sing it loud. To win my heart again, to go. It was bigger.
Wow.
I was singing out, full on.
So you did that whole ending part.
Yes.
That Terry ended up doing.
Yes. I can't hear the song in my head. Baby, it's too, but it's loud. Baby, it's too late to win my heart again. You know what I mean? It's big.
Wow.
I can't say I'll be screaming, but yeah. And then on Whatever, you can hear me still on there.
Yeah.
It's too low. I need a microphone in my mouth, but this is really low. Actually, Maxine should have been singing that part because she's really down there. Naturally, for her, it's like,
yeah.
But for me, it's really low. And I was like right in the microphone like this. I was like right up on top of it. And that's what Babyface wanted me to sing. And it goes throughout the whole song. Boom, boom, boom. Every time Cindy singing my part. Every time I crave it, baby. I can't get you out of my mind. You heard it. Because you heard the original version with me in it.
And I heard the original version. I was like, wow, it sounded even more. It sounded, no offense, but it sounded so much more soulful with you on it.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you. Yeah, because
this would have been great if they'd have left her verse.
We call Cindy the Butter Girl, so you know she's real pop. Okay. So it probably didn't have the same soul, but I loved her. I still loved her part of it. I cried when I saw that video too, because I wasn't in it, and it was that first single off that album, whatever, off the EV3 album, whatever was the first single, and I was like, oh no. Yeah. Because I love that. In the video, they look so dope. Like Cindy's like giving and she's just doing a lot, and Maxine was like wearing the suit, and but they were all playing Ghost. They were supposed to be Ghost. Yeah.
You would have been dope. You'd have looked great in that video.
I was like, what the heck is this though? Boom, boom. You know, with the choreography that they had. Whatever you do, whatever you think. It was like that. I look at you.
Yeah. Would you? So you think you would have enjoyed it?
Set Dawn was missing. Oh, you back?
Okay. Yeah, I'm back.
Angel, good. Yes, I would have loved it because I loved Right Direction and Whatever were my favorite songs off that album.
So yeah, what song? So what part did you sing on Right Direction?
On the background vocals. Oh my gosh, what part did I sing on White Direction? Because I know I sing background on it. I'm on that. I can hear that part, but as far as the lead, because Terry was perfect for it because she's from the South. She's a country girl. So to me, it was like, I'm here on that dusty road. On that dusty road, you know. Well, it might sound fun, baby.
So
what was her part? I don't know my part on there.
So you don't remember what your lead was?
In the right direction.
Yeah, I can hear you, and I can still hear you on that song. It's just
I can hear myself in the background, but I think I did a lead part too. Everybody knows that love be crazy. Takes a fool. That's Cindy's part. So don't you be surprised if one sleepy afternoon I come knocking on your door, baby, 'cause you know I'm not amused.
Wow.
And then Maxine is singing. Oh my God, I don't even know what part I had on that. I just know I loved it. I just thought it was so risky for us to do a country. We would have been on the country western charts if I was still in the group with them. Yeah, it deserved that.
Yeah, and then I want to move on because you did 3 albums, well, technically 4 because you recorded most of that EV3 album before you left. And before you left, like you said, you gave them their biggest hit. So after that, you know, we didn't see you for a minute, and then you reappeared in Lucy Pearl.
And Lucy, hey, I'm back, y'all.
Yeah, with Raphael and Ali, and then, you know, you on this song Dance Tonight, which even though I was still a kid when it came out, I still remember it being everywhere. That song was all over the radio for a while. So, like, I still remember that.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Angel, it was. It was everywhere.
Yo, that Lucy Pearl album, oh, my God. I loved it so much. You know, my favorite track was La La, the song La La.
Yes, that's mine too. La 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 and Every Day.
Yeah. Oh. And then one song I liked was I Can't Stand Your Mother.
I can't stand your mother. You just so much in my business, and I can't really deal with that. Oh my God! So we kicked his ass on that song. I say we because I was writing that stuff with a girl named Monet. Okay. And Monet wrote all the girl parts on that record. She helped me write them.
Oh.
And oh yeah, we kicked his butt. So he's telling me about my mom, and then we come in and didn't really want to go there. Cause your mom was over my head. No, in the closets, in the bedroom, saying things that I can't bear. Telling me how I should have lived. Tell me how to raise my kids. Always want to borrow money. And got the nerve to act all funny. You better deal with her. Or you'll be living with her. Cause oh my God, we kicked his ass.
This is so cool because I literally was just listening to that song before the interview because I was listening to the album again.
Yes.
Like that Lucy Pearl album, like, dude, like that album was great. Like I didn't even skip a track because every track was great.
Exactly.
And I really loved
that
Hollywood song that y'all did. Like,
oh,
you know, when y'all crossed genres, like I was like, wow.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So the background parts were so intricate. Monet is a beast. She's amazing when it comes to writing, and she came up with those all those opposing parts on Hollywood. Oh my God, she was just having me do stuff in and out of the parts with it. I'm like, what? Monet, okay, you come sing this because I don't know what you mean. And she come in the studio and she sing the part, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. That girl is dope. She's so dope. Oh my. Before I did the Lucy Pearl project, and that's why Raphael was like, you got to bring your team in. And Monet and Bobby and Glenn were part of the team. So they made the Lucy Pearl album. I got to give them credit. They were the ones who really made that album what it is.
Yeah, that album was very consistent. And then I will say with Lucy Pearl, you turned down other labels to be in Lucy Pearl.
I did.
That's amazing. And then,
thank you so much.
Yeah, and then you got with Lucy Pearl, and then you guys were only supposed to do like a one-off album. Y'all were only supposed to be together for a year.
That's right.
You know, can you like explain a little bit further on why the group didn't work out?
Well, it was only one album anyway. It was supposed to end after a year. But it could have gone on if Raphael wasn't jealous. That's just straight up what it was. He was showing that he was jealous because he was used to being the lead singer. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, you got a girl in the group now. It's gonna be a little bit different for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But we all shine because this is working so well. It's on your label, Raphael. I signed to you. I turned down RCA and Virgin Records for you. I'm on your shit. I'm making this work. I'm here in the trenches with you. I'm working hard, and I'm here to make this work. And so you need to make it work as well. Stop being jealous of me. Don't be a bitch.
You said, don't be a bitch?
Don't be a bitch.
And then you said...
You're getting ready to destroy something so wonderful. And, like...
Right.
I just don't understand that. Like, black people, we get something, and it's like we got to be crabs in a bucket with each other and tear each other down. Right. Pookie Records. Yes, exactly, Sean. Pookie Records.
And then after that, EnVogue wasn't really huge after that. Like, they came out with their 4th album, Masterpiece Theater, with Riddle, with the song Riddle, whatever. That didn't do great.
No,
but, you know,
but I
unfortunately,
love that album.
Yeah, Riddle was actually Riddle was a good song too. I was like, that could have
Exactly.
if it was pushed by the label better, like it could have went.
No,
further.
it was pushed by the label just fine. It should have worked, but it didn't work because of their karma.
And also because you wasn't there.
And that's what I mean. I wasn't there. Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest with you, if you were there, if you stayed in the group would have like been even more successful. That'd have been, y'all would have had even more hits. Y'all would have had even more classics.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
No, I'm being dead serious. Like y'all would have still been huge. And then, you know, after the Lucy Pearl album, you did your solo album, Scandalous, and you did the song Scandalous.
Yes.
And you said you signed with another record deal. Envious. Sorry. Envious. I'm sorry. But you did Envious.
Close enough.
Yeah. And then you did your solo album. And then after that, you know, you reemerged with Alicia Keys and the 4 original members at the BET Awards.
Yes.
Like, what was that experience like?
That right there. That is the...
Yes.
Show you. So, whoa. Yeah. So this is the Alicia Keys. You see it?
Yes. Oh my God, Mr. McCoffey said I didn't like Masterpiece Theater. It was a disaster piece. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Ouch. We don't. Ouch.
I don't agree.
I
think that was a genius album. I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Taking all of that, you know, Beethoven and Bach and what is it? I'm sorry, I'm trying to put this back on the.
It's okay. Take your time.
It's getting there. There it is.
Yeah, and then you came back with Alicia Keys. You know,
yes.
all 4 of you.
I was going to say about that Masterpiece Theater album, taking Bach and Beethoven and Chopin and all that stuff and using all of that music to create a modern day soul album, like R&B. Like you usually hear Bach and Beethoven a little bit with da 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 da. You usually hear that with rock and roll. You don't hear that in R&B. So I thought it was genius for our producers to put that together with the girls. Again, because of their karma, it didn't work. And Maxine has actually admitted that. Like she told me, Dawn, if you were there, that Masterpiece Theater album would have worked.
Yeah.
Well, you guys shouldn't have kicked me to the curb.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have kicked me out.
They wanted all 4 of y'all.
I'm here, Angel.
It's okay. But with that masterpiece album, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, if you were still there, like I said before, it would have been huge. But, you know, anyway, with the Alicia Keys thing, you know, you guys came back with Alicia Keys. Y'all were together for a couple more years. And then you said something about...
No. So that was, Alicia Keys was 2008. And I only did that with them. And I did a show called... Don't Forget the Lyrics with Wayne Brady. Yeah. And then I was out of the group for the rest of that year, 2008. And then 2009, they asked me to come back to prepare for our 2010 was our 20-year anniversary at that time.
Yeah.
And so I did that. And we toured for the whole year. We toured around the States. We toured overseas. And that, when we were in China, we heard that there were 3 deals on the table for us. So when we got back, we had Sony Records.
Yes.
We had Warner Brothers Sony, Warner Brothers, and Roughtown.
Okay.
Who do you think those bitches signed with?
Fucking Roughtown? Wow. But why Roughtown out of, like, you know, Warner Brothers, who makes movies and and does all of this stuff, and Sony, which is like one of the big 3 top labels in the world, and then they pick Roughtown Records, which is like an unknown. I don't get it. I'm sorry.
You are asking the same exact question. So this is why they chose Roughtown. They thought that Roughtown was giving them $50,000 apiece. Right. I told them, if you guys read the contract in the first paragraph, first page on the first page, second paragraph on the first page, it says we get $10,000 upon signing, another $40,000 if the album is successful. We are not getting $50,000 starting out. No, this is I kept telling them, it's an independent label. What do you think they're going to get $50,000 a piece from? That's $200,000, you guys. But think about it. And the reason that I didn't want to do the Sony deal was because Sony wanted us to redo everybody else's songs. They wanted us to redo My Boyfriend's Back by the Shangri-Las or the Sugar Babes or whoever, and Stop in the Name of Love by the Supremes, all of the songs that other people didn't get paid for. Yeah. And I was like, so if we were, and I asked them straight up in the meeting, if we were Sony, I was asking Sony, if we were Destiny's Child, would you put us out to pasture like this? Like, would you have us doing everybody else's hits? No. So don't put, EnVogue is still hot. When we come out with a single or album, our first single was hot. Hold On from the first album, never gonna get it from the second album. Thank you. And Runaway Love from the EP. So don't just because we're older now doesn't mean that we can't be hot. When we come out, we're gonna kick ass, no matter what. Yeah. That's just what we do.
And then an EnVogue album with the four of y'all, if that would have came out even then, it probably still would have went platinum because it's the four of y'all again.
Yes. But this is 2013 and they signed to Roughtown. I'm sorry, 2010. And they signed to Roughtown. And got pissed at me because I didn't sign the deal. And a month later, Max was like, Dawn, I still have the email. Dawn, you were absolutely right. This Roughtown deal is crap, and we probably have to sue to get out of it. I'm like, yeah. I told you guys. I told you that.
Exactly.
And I always get blamed for being the difficult one. No, you bitches are difficult. It's the other way around. It's the other way around.
Right. And can you tell me real quick how everybody had mansions except you guys? I want to go back a little bit. You're gonna piss me off again. You're gonna have me so angry.
Angel.
Oh, okay. Okay, we can skip that question if you want to.
I'm kidding you. I'm so kidding. Okay. I totally am. No, if you want to know, this is your show. I'm here for you to ask me questions, and I'm answering.
So, it must have really angered you seeing that everybody except y'all had.
It was ridiculous.
Mansion.
It should have pissed off the other girls too. Maxine, are you not seeing this? Terry, are you not paying attention? Cindy. What's the problem? I can't understand why you guys don't see what I see. I don't get it. We all walked in the same door together at our producer's house, and we're looking around like, oh, my God. Daddy, oh, my God. This is incredible. He had 8 pillars in the front of his house before we even walked in his front door.
8 fucking pillars. That's
1, 2, 3, 4,
crazy.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah. No, it was insane. And you guys are not. First of all, to get through the gate, we had to talk to the security guard. He had to call. Right. He had to phone the mansion. Yes, sir. We have Cindy Braggs or Cindy Heron here to see you because she wasn't married at the time. Yeah.
Right.
So all of us were looking around at the same time. We saw the same damn thing. You can't act like you didn't see what this man was living in.
Okay, and then I'm gonna say this real quick because it's I told you I'm an empath, so I'm feeling your emotions right now, and. He had to, and I'm thinking back to an interview you said he had the nerve to fucking say, "I bought this on a foreclosure,"
and it was it wasn't 20 million because he told us it was 20 million when we first walked in because he was bragging, and then I was like, "Oh wow, so we bought you this. This is what I money bought you." That's how I said it. He said, "Oh no, this was just it was a foreclosure. I mean I got it for 8 million, it was a deal, you got a steal or something, you got the local sale, buy one get one free or some shit." That's what it felt like. I'm like, oh my God, I'm still here.
He did that because he was caught. He felt caught when you asked him that. So of course he's gonna say some BS I bought it on foreclosure for 8 mil. That's still a lot of fucking money.
Exactly.
That's still a lot of money. Regardless,
a lot
8
of
million, 20 million.
Thank you. He could have given that 8 million. He could have literally given us $1 million apiece and then kept $4 million for himself.
Right. Y'all should have got a bigger contract. Y'all should have had $1 million contract or a multi-million-dollar contract before y'all signed y'all second or third album. Y'all should have gotten millions.
Thank you. Yep.
Royalties when you leave let me tell you something real quick. Don't Let Go has over 67 million streams on Spotify right now. How are y'all not? And I'm surprised y'all not making money off that. Yes, I'm dead ass.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Wow. That is a shame. That's really something.
Y'all get listen, y'all have over 2 million streams a month on y'all Spotify.
That's insane.
People are still listening to you guys. And that's on Spotify.
They're still listening. That makes me feel good that they're still listening. But yeah, we definitely should have been paid much better than we were. But our splits, our contract, the same crap. It's it's ridiculous that people are so greedy that they didn't care that the people that actually made these things hits
Right.
And the ones that actually lived out of suitcases and went around the world to tour and leave our families behind and our friends and families behind to get out there and make the world know who we were, so that they could get rich, so that our producers could get rich, and our managers and our record company people. It's just insane. But again, I was the only one pissed off at that.
That don't make no sense.
None.
And y'all not getting no royalties from all of these streams y'all getting? I'm sure they're in the hundreds of millions.
The royalties that I get is like $114. 17 cents. Those are the checks that come in, and I'm just like, can you guys keep the checks? Just keep my checks come on, keep them until it builds up to at least $1,000. Can you just keep those? Don't send me a check for 17 cents. I'm like, come on.
That's just hurtful. Like
$14, like, because you open it with the anticipation of, oh my God, I got a royalty check, right? And it's like, really?
Right.
Okay.
At least have a couple $1,000 threshold or something.
Thank you. Something. Yeah, it's bad, but it's okay, because now I take all my experience and all of the love that the fans have had for me all these years, and the notoriety that I had with these two groups, Lucy Pearl and EnVogue, and now I had to get rid of all the anger, because that took years to do. I had to work on this part of myself to now I can tell it with laughter, and I can laugh at what happened in the past. I'm not angry about it anymore. And so now I can go on with my future and build something better. Something much better than EnVogue and much better than Lucy Pearl put together. Thank you.
Yes. Excuse me for getting, I guess annoyed with you, because I told you, I'm an empath. So I'm like, you know, when you're getting into these stories, I'm literally can feel your anger, and it's like making me pissed off, like it happened to me or something.
Exactly. It pretty much did, because I think we belong to the people. We are the people's group. You know what I mean? You guys made us who we are. So, of course, when you're hearing these stories, it affects you too. So thank you for that. I thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And one more thing I want to talk to you about is the 2019 reunion that you guys had, which was the most recent reunion with Rhonda Bennett. That was surprising, because it's all 5 of you guys.
Rona. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be Rona there. I said no at first, so Maxine went back to them and said, please if we can do this with Dawn, then I'll do it as well. And I said, Maxine, I don't want to do it. She said, please, 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 please. Because we were working on a project together, her and I. And she said, this would just be a really good look for you and I together. So if we do this with EnVogue, and I said, okay. By the time I said okay, they had already asked Rona. That's why she was there. Otherwise, it would have just been Cindy, Terry, Maxine, and I. So I kind of messed up by saying no, because they went and got Rona at that point. And then they couldn't tell her. They couldn't tell her, well, no, you can't do it now that Dawn is here. That wouldn't have been fair to Rona. That's not right. No. That's not. I wouldn't have liked that either.
And was it true that you guys couldn't film, like you and Maxine?
Yes. I asked their manager if I could have somebody come and film for Maxine and I, so we can document the whole thing. Right. Just Maxine and I, but being there with the girls, not really getting them per se, but actually saying, hey, here we are. We're at the rehearsal for the EnVogue thing, and we're together. And he said, at first he said yes, and then the next day he called me and said, no, the girls don't want anybody here to film. In the meantime, Rona's taking pictures. She's filming, and Maxine snapped her up and said, Rona, stop taking pictures. And Rona was like, I'm not going to put it on social media. And Maxine was like, I don't care. They told Dawn that we couldn't have anybody come film for us, so you can't film for you guys.
Right.
And she kept taking pictures, and she kept filming. She kept taking pictures.
That's ridiculous. That's wow. You told me so much, and I learned so much from this. You know what I mean? And I've learned so much from from you, and to experience what you experience, it's like I just can't help but to get emotional. And thank you so much for joining this live, and thank you so much for doing this for me, because this right here, what you're doing, what you are doing for people with small platforms like me, is like one of the most beautiful things that any of these celebrities could have done. Like, I'm being dead serious.
God,
I'm being dead serious. You know how excited and nervous I was that you said yes?
Wow.
I was like, Dawn, freaking, this is actually a big deal for me. Like, this is a huge deal
You
for
have
me.
no idea. That makes me tear up, really, seriously,
Aww.
because your platform is giving me life. Your platform is bringing me, even if you have 10 people on your page, I know you have more than that, but those 10 people tell 10 people, and everybody is connecting to me again in a way that I would not have expected like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4 months ago even. I've been doing this for the last 3 months, so I am grateful to you, and I thank you so much, you know?
Yeah. You didn't look at my followers and say, like, nah, I'm good. Like,
I don't look at people's followers. I haven't looked at anybody's followers that I've done their pages. I just get on and do it.
Okay.
I don't care about that stuff because I'm grateful that you guys want to talk to me.
Yes, and before you go, Dawn, I'm gonna see anybody that wants to ask a question. Feel free to ask a question.
Yes, please. I'm so happy to see Blooming Natural Mix. What is your name again? I know your name, but we talk to each other all the time. She's such a sweetheart.
I'm gonna pull up one of
and I'm happy
somebody's
to see
questions.
Tanya's on here. Tam Tam. Hi, Tam Tam. Oh, Sean. Hi, Sean Fondies. Hey, girlie. Hi. Are we live still? Because I'm not getting them.
Yeah, we're still live. I'm gonna pull up the questions real quick. One of them said, "Is the book still on a February release?" Pavilion E. Flinchy asked the question. Is the book still?
And Fletcher, yeah, and Fletcher.
Yeah, and Fletcher.
Is it for when?
February.
February? No, we were gonna do. So I told them the last one. You must not have been on there, but I told the fans on my. Not even the last one. The last live that I did, not yesterday, but the day before, or 2 lives ago, I said, we're going to do it in first quarter. So it won't be February 14th because they think that that's too close and they have to promote. So it'll probably be more like April, May, in there somewhere.
Okay.
So somewhere in the spring, before the summer, but yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up another question. If you guys want to ask a question, just click the little question icon. I can only take a couple more because, you know, I do have to go and she does have to go, but we will be answering a couple more questions. Somebody said, TLC Tony Janet Forever said, if you can sing only one genre of music.
That's Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Sydney.
They said if you can sing only one genre of music, which would it be? TLC Tony Janet Forever asked that.
That's Sydney. Yeah, that's Sydney.
Okay. Hold up.
Yeah, the name is Sydney, even though they don't have it in the name. Yeah, TLC Forever, Tony Braxton Forever. Wow, that's hard to say. I would say R&B still. Okay. I mean, I love to mix it up, so I don't want to just be put into one category. I want to be able to spread out. And I'm glad we did Free Your Mind. It showed us that we were versatile. You know what I mean? I love that. So I don't want to be put in a category, but if I had to, it would be R&B. Okay,
I'm gonna bring up the third question. Okay, all right. Can you see the question?
No, I can't.
Okay, I'm gonna read it for you. It says, S. Sergio Souped said, what happened in 2005 original members reunion after working with Stevie Wonder?
Oh, we just did a song together for Stevie Wonder. It was no reunion. We weren't trying to reunite or anything. We just had a project and we did it.
Okay. And now
that was it. Yeah. There was no talk of a reunion at that time.
Okay. Mick Coffee 81 for Soul Song and Angel keeps saying, wow, it's your thing. Oh God.
Wow, that should be
that
should be the name of your show should be Wow. Oh wow. I love that.
No,
that's good. It's a good thing. That's your signature. Keep that. I love it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, definitely. What's your favorite soul song though?
Ooh. Come on, y'all. There's a billion of them. Oh my God, I don't know, Angel. I don't know. Now I can't hear you.
You gotta know one, at least one. Or
but
pick
I don't,
one.
it's
Pick
not my
three.
favorite,
Pick three.
but
I'll
I
make it
mean,
easy for you. Pick three.
Insatiable. I love Insatiable by Prince.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a dope song. Yes, exactly. He's a bad boy. Prince, that one right there. But I also have by Rufus Shaka Khan. I have what's the song? Oh, I love you. Not Sweet Thing. Oh my God, Dawn.
Is it Feel for You or Through the Fire?
No, these weren't singles. This was off the album. Anyway, I just love old school R&B. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said Servants JC 008 sharing y'all names. I'm sorry. So they said when Dawn. They said when's your next album?
My next album. Oh my gosh, I got to start recording. I just got the funding for it. So right now I'm trying to get producers. So if anybody's out there with a sound that has not been heard before, that they got some new shit that nobody's expecting, that you can hit me up. Okay? Hit me up.
Interrupt, yes. 905 said,
Yeah.
Who is your biggest musical influence?
Oh, I would say Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan? Okay.
Yeah, Shaka Khan and Minnie Riperton.
Okay, we're going to answer about 2 more questions and then we're going to go. Okay, people? Thank you guys for submitting questions, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
Tam said, do you talk to any of the girls?
No, I don't.
One more question, you guys, and then Dawn has to... And then we're going to leave out, okay? It was nice having you, Dawn. I love this conversation, by the way.
Oh, my God.
I hope you do like...
You broke up, but I heard you. I think you said you hope and pray.
Yeah. That we do. So
yes,
I got...
yes, I would love to. Your name is indicative of who you are. It really is. Your name is indicative. You are an angel.
Oh my God! Thank you so much. I really appreciate
you really are.
That.
No,
Thank you.
You're an empath, and then you understood certain things that I've not talked about with anybody else on these platforms so far.
That's great.
Yeah.
And by the way,
crystals and.
Yes, and by the way, my actual name is Angelo. Angelo. It's like
Angelo.
my birthday.
Oh, so that's close enough, but still. You're an angel. You were meant to be named that. Yeah, that was meant to be your name. Angelo, Angel.
You.
That's you.
Yes.
Yeah. You're
welcome. I definitely believe that I'm a starseed. So
what was your last question? That last question, I didn't get it.
So in EnVogue, who's saying what parts like high, low, etc. Vanity.
Seen you in a while. Maxine is singing, oh gosh, you got me going back to Hold On. Ooh, hold on to your love. Hold on. Ooh, my first mistake was. So Cindy's singing, hold on. Terry's singing, hold on. I think I'm singing the melody, I think. To your love. Whoa. And then Maxine's on the bottom.
Okay.
Hold on.
Just a special treat for y'all. We're gonna do one more because y'all coming in the question, but this is the last one, okay? I'm warning y'all now.
Last one, y'all.
Okay. Last one. This from They Call Me Nee. They Call Me Nee. What's the story behind leaving R&B divas? Love seeing you on that show.
Oh, thank you so much. It was messy, catty, and I don't do messy and catty. I don't do all that drama. I got enough drama in real life that I don't have to make up drama on a show. That's why. And I told them that before I signed on, and they said, okay, we don't want a messy show. We don't want drama. And they did exactly that. So
they say that for you to sign the contract.
Exactly. And then as soon as I signed, they were like, woo, we got you now. You know? I was like, wow, you guys are crazy. I'm out of here. So I left
Yes.
4 months before the show was over. I left.
Wow.
Yeah, I sure did.
You're kind of going out, but it was so nice having you. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for coming in and asking your questions. Appreciate it. And thank you for this conversation because we have so much in common.
You're such a sweetheart, Angel. I loved it. I really enjoyed this today. Thank you so much spending time with me.
Yeah,
and thanks you guys for coming on as well. I love you guys.
If you ever want to do another interview, I will gladly inbox you.
I was going to say, have me back anytime, Angel. Seriously, when my album's done and my book is done, please have me back. I would love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, you have
Talk
a good
soon.
one, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right, have a good one.
Mwah, mwah. Well,